Oh, COVID-19 virus. What's going on with COVID? Is COVID going away? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't think so. I think COVID is going to be here for a while. COVID is not one of those respiratory virus that's just going to pop up and disappear with a vaccine. It's going to be trial and error with these vaccines. So if you choose to take your vaccine, you still should wear your mask because even after you're vaccinated, there can be breakthrough infection. That's what they say. Now, for many people who have never had COVID, they can't really relate what it's like. There are, as well as there's some people who've had COVID and never even knew it because they didn't feel anyway. Just like it's getting a regular cold and that's it. I know of people who've had the virus and was just walking around not knowing that they had it until they were tested. And that's how they knew they had the virus. I know of people personally, so I can say for sure that is so. Um, I even know of a coworker that did the nasal swabs times two. She did it on a Monday and then on a Friday. And that same Friday, she went out and got her vaccine. And by Monday, or sorry, by Wednesday, when she decided to do the test again, she found that she was positive. She couldn't understand why. There's a lot of things we don't know about this virus and about the vaccines that we're getting planted in our bodies. We don't know if after the vaccine or before the vaccine we're going to get a little touch of the COVID, but for whatever reason she had it. It was upsetting for her, but that's something we don't know how it came about. But she was always wearing her mask. She was always really just about washing her hands and sanitizing and all of that. But then she ended up getting it anyway. Um, I know in Jamaica, people down there, they walk around willy-nilly without wearing their mask. The majority of them are not even vaccinated because they're afraid of needles. And just recently, they had a big party, as they always do, called Dream Weekend. And it's alleged that after that party, a whole lot of people came down with COVID. What variant, I don't know, but quite a few people have died since that party from COVID. So people are still running around without masks, not doing their sanitizing, not doing this distancing as they say to do the social distancing. People are still up in each other's face, hugging and laughing and partying, having a good time. But if you're smart, you would know that this virus is no joke. Have you ever been in a situation where you want to breathe, you're working overtime to breathe, your lungs is working overtime to bring in oxygen to deliver it to your vital organs and you can't? It's like a elephant is sitting on your chest. That's how most people describe how they feel. You end up with COVID, and along with COVID you can also have pneumonia, which is like another terrible infection of the lungs. You know you're like dying. You want to live, and you feel like you're going to die, and you have to tell yourself that you're going to make it through. Some people can't doesn't even make it through. That's how serious it is, especially if you're the type of person that has another ailment like diabetes or hypertension or some kind of autoimmune disease, you're going to be at the mercy of this virus. So, for all it's worth, you should abide by the rules of wearing a mask while in public. And yeah, the Prime Minister of Jamaica is saying, they're going to be on lockdown for X amount of days in a row, this and that, and people are really not, willing to do it. But if you know that someone has an infection and it's catching, are you going to, you know, not obey the rules of staying away from that person or a certain area or whatever it is? You know there's a danger. Aren't you gonna follow the rules and listen to what the leader is saying? People may not like what he says, but if it's for the benefit of the majority, why not go with it? I mean, you have a long time to have fun and party and drink and smoke and do all that you like. Just, let this virus go back in, go away or something. Get it under control, and then you can always go out and have fun and party. You have the rest of your life to do that. But when you're dead and gone to graveyard, you're not gonna have any life. You can't be so defiant and curse and say you're not gonna do this and that and just act ignorant. I mean, what are you telling your children, or what are you saying to other people, that I'm so stupid that I don't care? I can do what I want. If I die, who cares? The problem is there's not too many hospitals in Jamaica that you can go to get the proper care. So the best thing is to protect yourself and listen to what the leader of the country has to say. Okay? I mean, it's for your own good. Or if you don't care about yourself, think about the other person. Think about the old woman or the old man that lives not far from you, because it's the elderly people with the other ailments that they have that's getting it and is actually dying from it. The young ones can get it and don't even know that they have COVID. I myself probably had COVID and didn't even know when it first came out back in 2020. A lot of people had it and didn't even know, because we didn't know about COVID until around January, February, March of 2020. When people were dying, we didn't even know what they were dying from. So it's either you take your vaccine, shut your mouth. You don't have to tell everybody that you had your vaccine and you can do this or that. Wear your mask, because you can still get the virus after you're vaccinated, and you can still spread it to your family or your friends. And it's gonna be it's gonna be a cycle. It's gonna keep going round and round. It's not gonna stop if we don't take responsibility for ourselves and our actions. COVID virus, we don't know where it came from, but not until we get it under control, it's not going to go anywhere. You got to abide by the rules. You don't believe in certain things, you don't think the vaccine is good, you don't think the wearing of the mask is good, you don't think shutting down the country is good. But if people were obeying the rules, maybe there wouldn't be any shutdown, there wouldn't be any curfew. But because the government know that people aren't willing to obey, because they're very defiant and want to go on with their lives and do what they want, so therefore they have to come with extreme measures so that people will obey. I mean, you shouldn't have to have a government forcing you to do anything. You should say, yeah, I'm going to be willing to do this. I mean, if you can read and write, you can read and see and listen and understand what's going on. That this virus is no joke. You have over a million, going 2 million of people who have passed on because of this virus. No one is immune. But if you think you're immune, for you defiant ones, if you think you're immune, then go ahead. But just just don't spread it to other people. Cover your mouth and your nose and wear your mask properly. Wash your hands and let's get this COVID virus under control so we can get back to somewhat of a normalcy in our lives. Thank you.